Patron, take them away.
Okay guys, I'm going to go back to market. This is just for me rather than anything else, and let's crack on with it. What I'm looking at is the USJPY. I have just done a buy sheet for the guys in the squad because I'd like to think that I'm accountable for what I do. And if you haven't been here before, the Scruffy Squad is something that I moderate, and I am the big fella Scruffy Trader. So there we go. Just after 3, there it is. I've done my other trades today. You'll see them in other videos. This is a sell. It's a B trade, but it's a fair trade. In other words, it's pretty darn good. And it's telling me that we've got a good target because we got the wind in our sails. Right, okay. So what does this mean? Well, it looks like it's coming in now. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's not bad. So I'm going to drop a little order underneath here. Now, when I put orders in, I use candle counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Putting this order in and around here. Now, I will follow this up, and then I'm looking to get down into something half decent. Now, what we want, maybe it's down here somewhere. Why here? You can see this structure point there. Okay. Now, if I swing down, it's also in the center of what I call golden eye. It's a strategy that I use. The guys will know exactly where it is and what it is. And it's banging it. So what we're looking for is this. We trap between this level and this level. So I'm happy with that. But where's the trade come from in the first place? Well, let's stretch this back out a little bit. Right, it's just gone in. You can see the daily, it's had a collapse. It's tried to push up, but it's now pushing back down. So if it is pushing down for a form of retracement, it's going to work in and around here. And it's going to sort of relax to bounce back up. That's the general gist. Hey up, talking of general gist. There's Wonder Wink. Happy days. Okay. Now we're going to look at this in a little bit more detail. Again, strong drive, push down, push back up. Right, let's just have a look, see where the push points are. Get a fib. See where that drive started. Started there, got all the way up here. Get it to the very top, which is there. Okay. Now what we can see is when it decided to retrace, it stalled bang on the 50, but it is holding underneath the 50. It's tried to get up, but this 61 is the barrier. Well, if that's the case, it'll come back down, possibly to full retracement, which is going to be here. Now that's on the 4 hour, so that's something that's in my mind. Flick that over. Drop it into hourly. Now you can see this motion coming down. Now it's had a steady run up, but it hasn't really had a reprieve. Well, if it hasn't had a reprieve and it's range bound, which it is here, because the hour is the anchor chart where you get your idea from, and what we're looking at is a range there. So all the other time frames are telling us it's going down. It's at the top of a range. It's pushing. So is it reasonable to assume it's coming to the bottom of the range? Well, if it is, that's here between these 2 points. Simple. If it's going to go the other direction, how far am I willing to take this? Well, up to this black line here. Why? We've got a barrier there. We've got a barrier here, 2 swing points. And then that's the next logical one if it breaks through. Now, if it gets through that, then I've got a problem. So I can work from there up to there, and it's not as far as it looks. Okay, so nice staging point, and then I'm going to target down to here. Now, the way I trade is a lot different to what you see mostly on YouTube, because most of what's on YouTube is just bollocks. And I don't particularly care whether you follow me or not. I do this because I enjoy it. It's that simple. I'm not a guru, so don't accuse me of being a guru. I'm just somebody who actually does this for a living. And I prove that I do it for a living all the time. Even so, to the fact that, well, I'll show you. Give me a second. See, everybody thinks that this job is easy. Trust me, it is not. And you don't become, let me just fire this up. Look at the speakers. This is the biggest Forex event in Europe. All right, everybody in this is vetted. And we come down through the people that are here. And what do you know? There's the big fella himself right there. I'm a keynote speaker on this. I'll be there all day. I'm also on the experts panel. Why? Because I know what I'm doing, guys. You know, I do this every single day in the moment. Simple as that. See if this plays out. Catch you later. Okay guys, so that's it done. Done exactly what I want. And I set a target based on money. Let me explain. But let's have a look at this first. Like for ages, but I, for some reason I'm one of these, I just don't like it on the camera. I'll never be a filmmaker, you know. And let's be honest, if I was a comedian, I'd be cancelled by now with my sense of humour. But fuck it. Like I say, I do this for me. No orders, nothing running, and 200 quid. That figure was to make that figure. Is it a forced figure? No. It was comfortably inside a tolerance I'd already set. So, what do we take from that? Well, there was a comment in the Discord by Duke. Salute. And we'll bring this up tomorrow in the Zoom call because I think it's a really important subject. It's talking about focus, single product, but sometimes leaving too much money on the table, etc. Well, just think of it this way. What are you leaving on the table? Nothing. Money is only money when it's banked. So you can get in at a certain area, you can get out at a certain area. Right. If you're being paid and you've pressed bank, it normally should be because you're happy with the amount coming if it's going to target. And if it runs on, so what? Does it matter? Not really. You know. Never worry about what you've never had. It's that simple. Look at the process over and over. That's all I do every day. I look at the process. I trap the price, look for the dominant direction, the double D, look for a reason why I should be getting in, and then I target appropriately based from an ATR and based on the current wave structure that's in front of me. Now, if that's 10 pips, then it's worthwhile because I know 10 pips will feed me. Right. If I have to scale backwards, well, the third scale, going back to that original 10 pips, will definitely feed me. So what I'm doing is I'm just using the chart to my advantage. But the one part of that that never comes into it is what if? Doesn't matter. And as soon as I've been paid, that's me done. I am finished for the day. Now, today's been slightly different. I've gone back a couple of times, but there was a couple of reasons behind it. One, I was inundated with messages this morning across the weekend. And then there was a few kicking off that I was having today off and they didn't think that was fair. A bit odd, really. Can't we have a day off, boys and girls? Isn't it nice to have a day off? In fact, that's a good challenge for this week. See if you can actually take a day off. Now, me, I'm slightly different. I'm honor bound to the squad that I moderate, and I feel obliged to do it. But the question is, can you do it? Or do you have to switch the screen on? Do you have to look for a trade? Now, if the answer is yes, then I think you've got a problem. And that's a gambling addiction. And that's a bad thing. It should always be a means to an end. You know, I work to live. I don't live to work. And that's an ethic that I changed drastically from when my factory shut. You know, I used to always live to work. You know, I used to get in, get there first, be that last one out. And I was the same in blue chip. It's why my sales figures were always good, because I always wanted to be better. But what I found was it's at the sacrifice of the things that matter most. And for me, that's family. So this job that I have now, that has paid me very well since that factory shut, and you've watched its evolution, you know, over the years that I've been on YouTube. I've never changed. I'm still me. I still swear like a trooper. I'm as gruff and straight down the line as it is. And if you don't like it, fuck off. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. You know, why? Because I'll still be paid on Friday. And I'll still be able to spend time with my best friend, Winky. Now, isn't that what trading should be? So, trading to me is just a job. Less is more. Something for you to think about. So, as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.